I don't know if you can say that enough, but we'll just keep going. So the song that we've been talking about is actually kind of two different songs, and that's not just the little bit that we talked about a second ago. This goes further than that. So the original song, we're just going to say Gloomy Sunday, the 1935 version, original song. Fine. We'll ignore the old lyrics that the composer wrote.
33 version.
We'll ignore that for just a minute.
Okay.
So they didn't drive people to suicide, right?
Well,
that we know of.
I don't know. In 1936, Hal Kemp, he's an American jazz musician. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Awesome artist. Recorded a new kind of Americanized version of the song. And the lyrics were by Desmond Carter, who was worked often with Gershwin, and it was really just a staple of American music at the time. A few years later, Billie Holiday recorded the same version,
the same
Americanized version. Yeah, exactly. And it became a huge hit. Except
a lot of people really covered it.
To go out to the Wikipedia page, which I know is everybody's favorite thing that I say, but go out to the Wikipedia page and just look. There were more than I bothered to count.
I actually have a feeling that this is the go-to, we need a 10th track on the record, so hey, just record this and stick it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it's a filler. I gotta tell you though, I did really I've never really appreciated Billie Holiday that much, and I really liked her version of it.
Yeah. I love Billie Holiday.
What I had expected of it from her, having listened to some of her stuff before, I was like, oh gosh, she actually did a good job.
I should go listen to it. I haven't heard it.
So of note, Billie Holiday did a version of it. Ray Charles did a version of it. Etta Jones. Elvis Costello did a version of it.
Elvis Costello did a version of it.
Peter Wolf did a cover of it. I think Sinead O'Connor did a version of it. Sarah McLachlan did a cover of it.
Of course, Sarah McLachlan did.
Of course she did. I think even Bjork might have even done a version of it.
That's actually the only version that I'm not a fan of Bjork. How do you say it? By the way, I know I'm screwing it up every time. I want to say Bjork. Is that correct?
I don't know. I just call it Bjork.
I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
I actually really liked her version. It was, and I'm not a fan of her work either.
She recorded it for. Do you guys know who? Do you guys know who Alexander McQueen is?
Not Steve McQueen?
No, Alexander McQueen. He's like one of my favorite fashion designers of all times ever.
That's probably why
he died in 2010, and that's Bjork recorded the Gloomy Sunday for his funeral or his commemoration.
Got it. What's funny is I didn't know it was in the soundtrack of Wrist Cutters. Have you guys seen that movie?
No.
It's just it's a pretty prolific song.
Yeah,
it's
It's Wrist Cutters, a love story. It's a great movie. That's where I learned the phrase, the PIC.
What is the PIC?
The people in charge.
Oh, I like it.
Every now and again, you'll hear me, it's got to be the PIC. It's the people in charge.
We've just always glossed over that.
Well, yeah, you two ignored me because you didn't get my reference.
Nobody got it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so the interesting thing about Billie Holiday's version of this song is that reportedly the BBC actually banned it from being played on any of their radio stations.
But they banned music in general, didn't they?
No.
I'm making
they're
a joke.
Brits,
the BBC
so like
loves to ban things.
Yeah, don't worry. So they said that they cited detrimental to
morale.
Yeah, morale, like wartime morale. But don't worry, they have lifted the ban. They lifted it in 2002.
Okay.
So, just when England was really recovering from the war.
The wheels of bureaucracy grind slowly.
Yeah. Well, apparently they didn't grind so slowly when they were banning the thing because it happened pretty immediately.
Right on it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and just take a moment to listen to Joe dramatically read the lyrics.
Okay, we got to wait for Shat to show up.
So Shatter didn't show up.
All right.
So Joe's going to do it.
Shatter didn't show up, so I'm going to do it, but I'm going to use his voice.
His voice. Okay, so for everyone, this is the original.
The 1932.
It's the one that's actually called The World Is Ending. Yeah.
Okay. Autumn is slipping, and the yellowing leaves. He died in the land of human love. Woe is in the autumn wind, crying tears. My eye, as a new spring, does not expect nor hope. In vain I cry and suffer in vain, heartless, greedy, and bad people. He died of love. End of the world, the end of hope. Cities are destroyed, shrapnel is making music. People's blood and meadows are colored red. There are dead people on the streets everywhere. Once again, I say another quiet prayer. Sir, people are fallible and make mistakes. It's the end of the world. I thought it wasn't too melodramatic there.
Yeah, you went from Shatner to a bit Irish to then just reading.
Yeah.
Well,
that was the complete and total full range of Joe. I'm impressed.
That's why I'm not an actor.
Yeah. It's I mean, so the lyrics are pretty...
For what was going on in the time, it totally makes sense.
Well...
What was going on in the world in general in 32 and 33.
Yeah, and as I understand it, actually, the composer and his girlfriend had just broken up, and he was pretty cut up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Was it the composer or the second composer who had broken up with his girlfriend?
I think it was the composer.
I thought it was the second one who had just gone through a breakup.
Frankly, I don't know. They may have both.
Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. I mean, this composer did seem to be a pretty unhappy guy in general. They called him just like a staunch nationalist. So this song made it big in America, so he had the rights to a lot of royalties in America, but he had to go claim them, and he just refused. He said, no, I'm only going to make money off this in Hungary. It's the only place I'm going to make money off this. And the royalties there were like pretty pitiful. He was kind of, Van Gogh-esque in his time, because people kind of liked what he was doing, but he wasn't really collecting royalties, and he basically died in poverty. So
too bad.
He seemed like he was not the happiest of guys anyway. The lyrics that were rewritten so that it became the official Gloomy Sunday version of the song, we should probably listen to those too, because that's the one that was getting played everywhere.
The re-edit?
Yeah. So, Joe, do you want to do the honors again?
Oh, Jesus. Shatner still isn't here. Damn it. On a sad Sunday with 100 white flowers. I was waiting for you, no, just kidding.
He's doing it in reverse this time. He's going to go monotone, then Irish, then Shatner.
Yeah. On a sad Sunday with 100 white flowers, I was waiting for you, my dear, with a church prayer. That dream-chasing Sunday morning. The chariot of my sadness returned without you. Ever since then, Sundays are always sad. Tears are my drink, and sorrow is my bread. Sad Sunday. Last Sunday, my dear, please come along. There will even be priest, coffin, catafalque, hearse cloth. Even then, flowers will be awaiting you. Flowers and coffin. Under blossoming trees shall my journey be the last. My eyes will be open, so that I can see you one more time. Do not be afraid of my eyes, as I am blessing you even in my death. Last Sunday.
Also super happy.
Yeah.
This is such a cheery song.
It really is.
But what I love is in the song is that not just the whole mopiness of the whole thing, but they have to have the church bell in there, which is super creepy and again very funereal.
Yeah.
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 I can. Did you guys ever watch that internet cartoon Happy Tree Friends?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, we started watching that recently.
This is the kind of thing that I could see them actually, the guys who make that or the folks that make that, making this into an episode.
Totally.
Which would just be another gore fest, as all of their things are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So,
I guess I got to see that.
You've seen them before. You just don't remember it. I've shown them to you.
Oh, really? Okay.
I watched all of them.
Oh, no, I do remember that. That was like 3, 4, or 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's all bunnies and squirrels that get cut in half.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah,
now.
this is that sort of thing, I think. And it's probably worth just briefly reading the Billie Holiday lyrics as well, because apparently we're padding episodes these days.
Oh, are we?
Well, they added
it's different. It's not
a fourth. Well, no, I thought it was that the second version was added to. In other words, they took at the end, they added another, is it a stanza? Is that correct? They added a fourth stanza, which essentially made the whole thing sound as if it was a dream the singer was having instead of actually committing suicide or killing themselves. Because that's what this is all alluding to.
Well, why don't I read the Billie Holiday version? Because, these past two lyrics that we've read are obviously just translated from Hungarian. Mm-hmm. So they they're not written to be a song in English necessarily, which is why we have this Americanized version, which was meant to be sung in English, so it has a different tone to it a little bit.
Okay.
So why don't we just read this real quick, and I'll read it because it's Billie Holiday, so
Yeah, gotta be a chick.
me. I'm not gonna change my voice at all.
Please do your best, Shatner.
No. Sunday is gloomy. My hours. No. Sorry. Sunday is gloomy. My hours are slumberless. Dearest, the shadows I live with are numberless. Little white flowers will never waken you, not where the black coach of sorrow has taken you. Angels have no thought of ever returning you. Why would they be angry if I thought of joining you? Gloomy Sunday. Gloomy is Sunday, with shadows I spend it all. My heart and I have decided to end it all. Soon there will be candles and prayers that are said, I know. Let them not weep, let them know that I'm glad to go. Death is no dream, for in death I'm caressing you. With the last breath of my soul, I'll be blessing you. Gloomy Sunday. Dreaming, I was only dreaming. I wake up to find you asleep in the deep of my heart, dear. Darling, I hope that my dream has never haunted you. My heart is telling you how much I wanted you. Gloomy Sunday. So yeah, they added the stanza of like, oh, it was just a dream. But that first
to take
part
the
is
sting out of the whole thing.
real dark.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely about suicide, as are these other two versions of the song. And I think in every language, the song is about killing yourself.
Well, and I think this is my personal opinion, that I am pretty sure that last stanza about making it into a dream is added because if you remember the way censorship was when Billie Holiday did her version,
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
is that they couldn't just push that through the censors. I mean, it's like this was 10 or 15 years later, there's the Roy Orbison song. I want to say it's not Layla, but the one where he's getting oysters and he's swimming down with it's the free dive, and he gets his hands stuck in a clam. It bites down on him, and the whole song at the end is that it's him. It's everything's getting dark. It's getting cold. Like, I'm amazed that got through the censors.
Yeah.
Because they were so stern at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember that song actually. Yeah.
So not happy in any version of it.
Well.
Definitely referencing suicide in certain versions of it. So let's talk about the deaths that this song is supposedly responsible for.
Thank you for adding supposedly.
Yeah, no problem.
What do you mean supposedly?
Well,
assuredly.
Apparently 18 suicides in Hungary had quote-unquote close links with Gloomy Sunday. There was a Time magazine article called Music, the Suicide Song, that was published in March of 1936. I read part of this article, but you can't get past 2 paragraphs without having a subscription to Time, and I don't have a subscription to Time, and I'm broke, so I did not purchase said subscription, but luckily there are enough articles around the internet that have just totally, copy-pasted from that article that I have the information.
Well, there we go.
In this article from 1936, they talk about a Hungarian shoemaker by the name of Joseph Keller, and police were reportedly investigating his death and thinking that Gloomy Sunday was responsible for it because he left a note in which he quoted some of the lyrics from Gloomy Sunday. Okay. Quote-unquote, several bodies were found clutching the song's sheet music upon their suicides or upon their discovery.
They were floating in the river, right, in the Danube. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this makes me wonder if maybe somebody was actually murdering people and trying to frame the composer.
Yeah.
And it's like, imagine this frustration. Oh, I got another suicide.
Yeah, this is insane. It's crazy. 2 people reportedly shot themselves while listening to different bands play the song.
There's some songs that really do make you want to kill yourself.
I know of plenty these days.
Yeah. The one song that makes me want to stick my head in the oven is "Lovin' You" by Minnie Riperton.
Apparently, at least one other person, but maybe more, had been found to have taken their own life while listening to Gloomy Sunday. So Hungary banned the song.
Mm-hmm.
That's only rational.
Right, rational, yeah. And then, in the 1930s, there were apparently attempted suicides and actual suicides that were being reported in conjunction with Gloomy Sunday. as we said, the BBC did ban the song entirely. And reportedly, although I've never seen anything to corroborate this, reportedly certain outlets in the US refused to play the song. That seems silly to me. Also, it was such a big hit. Like it's on one of Billie Holiday's like greatest hits things. It was a huge song for her. And it's silly to assume that outlets were not playing this song.
Yeah.
It's not as though it's, 2016 and people are downloading and like getting it anyway. Even if the radio's not playing, that's not happening then. The radio's playing it or people are pretty much not hearing it.
Yeah, because records and a gramophone were not a cheap purchase. So it's not as if music was easy to get.
Not as easy as it is today, that's for sure.
No, not at all.
Apparently, reportedly, there are more than 100 deaths connected to Gloomy Sunday.
This is a air quotes?
Yes.
100 deaths?
100, yeah.
Okay.
100 deaths. Yeah.
According to the internet at this point?
Yeah, it's all according to the internet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, because I couldn't find any of the easily, and I admittedly just kind of thought about it earlier today and started trying to find, you can find in Google sometimes copies of newspapers, but the problem is that I don't know how to read Hungarian, so I was trying to find something that translated that. So it was utter a crap show of my research process here, but have either of you seen anything that actually points to actual reports or newspaper accounts?
No.
Is it all just summations on the internet?
For the most part, I mean, they reference, in a blah, blah, blah article in, this year, a woman named Lauren drowned herself in the river clutching, I'm making that one up. I'm just pulling that from pieces, but they'll cite their sources, but, you always follow the link and it's like, link's not found. And it's, to a PDF that was scanned at one point of an article in Hungarian, and you just have to take people's word for it.
Okay.
I'm disinclined to believe most of the stories.
Well, yeah, the thing about it is if there's a connection, and there might be in a sense, but it's a reverse connection because people who are depressed tend to they like depressing music.
Yeah.
They will seek that stuff out.
Yeah, totally.
So it isn't necessarily the cause of it.
No, there's definitely bands that there's rough times in all of our lives where you look back through your music collection. I was about to say CD collection. You look back through your music collection and you're like, wow, I have 5 albums from this one band. And that is such a melancholy batch of music.
I have a lot of that music from my teen years, yeah.
Oh, well, I even have it from, I had it's Death Cab for Cutie. Remember all of their stuff? That's all, a lot of that is the same vein.
I was a teenage girl in the early 2000s, so yes, I remember Death Cab for Cutie.
Okay, well, I listened to it all the time, and, I thought it was great, and then they did other stuff, but now I look back, I'm like, oh, it comes up on when I'll listen to my stuff on randomly.
Yeah, like that.
Wow.
That one about We'll Go Together in the Dark,
Yeah.
That was a
I'll
pretty
Follow You Into the Dark.
Yeah, that was a depressing song.
I mean, that's really, and it's, there's another one that they cover that's by Iron and Wine, who is also, it's not Iron and Wine, that's the album name. Who is it that has the album that's called Iron and Wine? No, it is Iron and Wine. I'm getting it all mixed up with the actual artist's name. But anyway, he's saying something which I know was then a cover, so it's the same thing. It's like one of those things that just hopscotches back through time.
Yeah. So why don't we talk about theories?
Oh, we aren't?
It's pretty easy.
Yay! I didn't know we were into theories already.
There's kind of 2.
3, maybe 4?
I think there's 2.
Okay.
I don't see your little black book anywhere, so I'm going to go ahead and solidly say there's 2.
Well, no, all I remembered about the stories was York, and then I was done.
Yeah.
I'll toss in a third just for fun.
Okay, a third.
Yeah.
So the first theory is that, this song has some kind of supernatural ability to drive people to kill themselves. I don't have any evidence to back it up. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, I listened to it and I didn't feel my suicide quotient rising personally.
Yeah, I would think that if this was true in 1935 and 36, when the Billie Holiday version was playing, there would be droves of people falling out of buildings as they were compelled to end their lives.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of support. This is one of those anecdotal stories to me.
Well,
where it's
very
chock
much
full of, I knew this person and they were listening to this gloomy music all the time, and I saw this record in their house after they had taken their own life.
I mean, to add to that, if we're just going to sit and debunk, the latest recording of this song is like 2015. It's been popularized in the modern era, in the 2000s, in the 90s. There have been recordings that have been popular, and it's not as though we're seeing a huge uptick in suicides in the demographic that's listening to those songs.
Well, yeah, but they're saying, I think the theory was that the original 1935 version, the original revised,
I mean, it's possible.
It's the one that's got these special, notes in it that make people want to off themselves.
But I think there are a lot of people who listen to this song because of this mystery.
Yeah.
And
Wait, I figured out how we can verify this. All we have to do is get Usher to resample the original version and do his own track over the top and see if it has any power.
I feel like we need to have a conversation about the last time that Usher had a song that was even played on the radio.
That's my point.
That's a good point, too,
That's my point.
Just need to have a little conversation about that.
Because his music is so good.
So
he will be the nail in the coffin, no pun intended.
I think that probably we need to get a government grant. And we need to put together a study sample size of about 100,000 people who will force to listen to the song over and over again. We'll see how many kill themselves.
Yeah.
This is not what we're doing.
No, we're not doing
and by the way, if anybody has taken it that way, we are not making light of suicide.
No, definitely
we are making
not,
light of the story itself.
Yeah. And
if anything, we are making heavy of the fact that there's a lot that goes into one's decision to kill themselves, and the fact that listening to a song once or twice could drive someone to suicide is absurd.
Well, it is. And like I said earlier, I think that when you're depressed, you want to listen to depressing music.
I agree. Yeah.
And that is usually the depression itself is one of the key factors, not the music that you listen to.
So hey, actually, while we're talking about the depression, let's talk about the second theory.
Best segue ever.
What else is happening? Let's think about what else is happening societally around the world.
Yeah, the Great
in
Depression.
the 30s.
Yeah.
It's the Great Depression.
Yeah.
People were killing themselves at a higher rate and reporting being, sad and having nothing to live for, and also starving and being really depressed about the state of the world. And I think it's silly to think that because somebody had lyrics to a song in their note, that song should be responsible for their suicide.
Yeah, I think so. I think
those are good lyrics, man. Like they express a really horrible, painful sentiment in a beautifully eloquent way.
Well, I say that about the first version in terms of what was going on globally at the time.
Yeah.
Less so for the second version. Like the second version, I feel is almost a selfish set of lyrics. I have this pain, so I'm going to write. Not that having pain is selfish, but like taking
it's
and rewriting something just so you can have your own bit go over something that is obviously aimed at a much larger problem.
Totally.
So that's why I feel the first one is actually very applicable for the time.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so. Down to the third theory.
Well, no, there's not the third theory yet, because there's something else about the time that we need to talk about, which is initially a lot of the suicides were happening in Hungary, and in a general sense in the Germanic states,
Where the suicide rates are higher.
where the suicide rates are naturally higher, and the act of suicide at that time.
Naturally, yeah. Okay.
And at that time, and also within the culture, the act, taking your own life is not frowned upon. It's not looked down upon as, why did you do this? This is such a, in Western culture, there is kind of that you're doing something to yourself and everybody else is paying the price. Whereas in that culture, it was more of a noble act. It's almost like seppuku in Japanese culture. It was very honorable to a degree.
Yeah.
So that plays a huge role in, well, there's this huge suicide rate, and by the way, or not huge, but there's a larger suicide rate in that culture in general. So, oh, by the way, then the song comes out, let's just put A and D together and call it a pair.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's the theories. Unless Joe has a third
theory.
one.
No, there's another theory, and that is it was a serial killer who was planting copies of the lyrics on the bodies, and because maybe there actually had been a few stories. Maybe there were stories out about how this song came out. My friend bought this record and listened to it a lot. Then he killed himself, and a few anecdotal stories like that make it into the Hungarian press. And then a serial killer decides, well, what the hell, I'll just plant records and copies of lyrics on people after I've murdered them by drowning them in the Danube.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's the third one. Absolutely unsupported by facts.
So, wait, by the way, but where the bodies were expected to have gone into the Danube, was there a smiley face painted anywhere in the area?
No, stop.
Thanks up.
No, We're not going to go there. Just as a final fun fact...
is this really a fun fact?
It's not a fun fact.
Okay.
Rashoshersh, our composer, I'm really sorry, you guys. He actually killed himself. He tried to do so by jumping out a window, but he survived. So he strangled himself with a wire in the hospital a few days later. And he was pretty young. It was, I think, in 36 or 37, maybe 38.
Well, and
definitely before 40.
Well, I thought the guy who rewrote the lyrics also committed suicide by throwing himself out a window. But he was at age 63 or 68, something like. He was a very old man at that point.
I don't remember hearing
that's
that,
not
but yeah.
very old. I guess maybe for that era.
For that era,
maybe that's very old. But,
67, 68. Joe says, "Wait,
shut your mouth."
No, that's not old.
I'm a little closer to that age than you guys are. Not a lot.
That's not old. So that's the whole story. I think it's just situational and it's silly to blame a song.
It's anecdotal.
Yeah, totally.
Coincidental and yada yada.
Yeah.
But don't listen to the song, whatever you do.
Or the other one that Joe didn't want you to listen to, Orbison.
Yeah.
Lola.
Oh my God.
That was the one.
Okay, so if you want to see some of the research that we've done, or if you, I guess, need a way to listen to episodes, you're listening to it, so I figure you know how to listen to it. But
yeah, I think actually, if you want to do any research on this one, go watch cat videos instead, because you know pretty much everything there is to be known.
You officially do. We literally said everything.
Go watch Risk Cutters instead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyways, our website, where there's some research, if you want to figure out where we found this stuff, or if you want to see that list, maybe we'll post the Wikipedia. We usually don't, but maybe we will this time. The website is thinkingsidewayspodcast.com. You are probably listening to us on iTunes. If you are, leave a comment and leave a review and a rating, not a comment and a rating. If you haven't already, you can also subscribe if you haven't already. I think that we're getting some more people who are just finding us randomly.
More and more.
So subscribe, because we've got some good stuff. You are streaming, if you're not on iTunes, you're streaming anywhere, or you're on Google Play. If you can, on any of those services, also, rate and review, and subscribe. We're on Facebook. We've got a group and a page, so find the group and join it. Like the page. We've got a Twitter. We're Thinking Sideways. I post a lot of really dumb stuff on there. It's genuinely dumb stuff.
Twitter flame wars.
It really is, yeah. Mostly just like really dank memes. We're on Reddit as well. So we have our own subreddit. It's Thinking Sideways. It's not Thinking Sideways Pod. You can email us if you have some constructive criticism of the show, or you have some questions, or just general, praise.
And you want to tell us how you love us.
Yeah,
or
anything.
If you have ideas for episodes.
If you have suggestions for episodes, anything like that, you can email us. Our email address is thinkingsidewayspodcast@gmail.com. And finally, if you would like to support the show in some monetary way, you can buy some merch. We've got links to both the Zazzle and the Redbubble on the website. You can make a one-time donation on PayPal if you would like, or you can set up a reoccurring donation on Patreon. It's patreon.com/thinkingsideways. That is clearly a reoccurring donation. You donate per episode, and it's just the normal episodes. All those special ones that we release, we don't charge for.
Right. That's what keeps us from working for the man. So.
Yeah, exactly. What is it, POC? PIC?
PIC?
The PIC?
No, I was talking about the boss man's daughter.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Okay.
Steve's trying to make relevant references that none of you are going to get because he's
Roy Orbison! Okay, fine. Just end the episode.
Okay, anyway, so we're going to get out of here before Steve kills me and
Or
play
kills
some
himself.
weird
Yeah.
music on my body.
All right.
Bye.
That was so strange. I don't understand what's happening.
Bye, guys.
Toodaloo. Don't listen to that song. You'll kill yourself.
Cooking sideways. Yummy food. Seasoning. Veggies. Meat. Yum yum yum. Recipes you simply don't have the ingredients to. The podcast about cooking because there are no more mysteries.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cooking Sideways. We're changing things up a little bit because we ran out of mysteries, so...
I know, it's kind of sad, but yeah, the internet is officially dry of mysteries,
It
so
is.
here we are.
So this week we're gonna do the cooking show. Are you guys ready to start cooking?
I totally am.
Yes.
We got our
Great.
studio kitchen
Yeah.
all ready to go.
So I am Devin, and I'm joined by my two assistants.
Joe.
And
Steve?
great, yeah.
Well, I should say, excuse me, it's a cooking show. Joe.
And I think this week we're gonna just start it off right. We're gonna start out with a favorite, goat blood soup.
I've always wanted to try this.
Yeah, good old Choopy really.
I've heard good reviews of it.
He really loves this dish, so I think we're gonna try to make him happy after running out of mysteries to deflect suspicion from him. So I
Poor
think
Choopy. We've
I think we're
slighted
gonna
him
make
too
him
many
happy.
times.
Yeah. So
Well, and there was that whole incident with the...
yeah. So we really need to make him happy. So we're gonna go ahead and get started.
All right.
You guys ready?
So we're going to make some goat blood soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, Choopy asked us to, and well, he didn't really ask us to, but we decided it would be healthy. And you get to be the taster, by the way.
So it's choopy soupy?
Supacabra.
Where'd you get the recipe?
It's from this book, actually. I found it at Powell's, and it was in the occult section. There's this shelf in there that some of you may be familiar with. It's labeled "Cursed, Please Take."
Ooh, so it was free?
It was free. Yeah,
I
it was
love
great.
free stuff.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Me too. Okay, so can you guys go get the stuff from the goat? We need the blood, both intestines, big and little, the heart, the liver, and the pancreas.
So the goat, where's the goat?
Out back.
Yeah, I tied him up out back. Let's go get him.
Okay,
Come on,
yeah.
let's go see Billy.
And if you can't slaughter your own goat, store-bought is fine. While they're doing that, you'll also need half of an onion. Yellow is best. 4 cloves of garlic. More if you want. I personally think there's no such thing as too much garlic, so more is enough. More than 4 is fine. Vinegar, just white vinegar, white wine vinegar is fine, but I prefer apple cider vinegar. And then, of course, salt and pepper to taste.
Well, that was fun. Hey, we're back.
That was
We've got
fun,
him.
except for the blood and the guts.
Yeah.
I
So
felt a
Here's
little bad for
the
the
parts and
goat.
pieces.
Okay, so Steve, can you clean the intestines and the pancreas really, really well?
Okay.
And then Joe, can you start chopping the onions and garlic?
Yeah, I'd much prefer that over what Steve's doing,
Yeah,
frankly.
so we wanna
What
do-
about the head? Is that just for garnish, or should I chuck it?
Yeah, you can chuck it. You should not have brought that in here, actually.
Oh, it's kind of decorative, actually.
So we want a nice julienne on the onions, and the garlic can just be sliced. It doesn't need to be diced or anything like that. So while you guys are doing that, I'm going to bring a big pot of water to a boil. Here, Steve, I can take those from you. Now, can you clean the rest of the innards? The heart, all that stuff?
Sure.
Thanks. Yeah, doing good, buddy.
I'll chop some more stuff over here.
Yeah. So now I'm just rubbing the oil all over the intestines and the pancreas to kind of extra clean them. Yeah. Ideally, you would use coconut oil, but I'm allergic to coconut oil, so I'm just going to use veggie oil. But coconut oil is the ideal here. And then we're just going to toss these into the pot to clean them.
Okay, it's finished here.
And this stuff is clean finally.
Great. Can you guys get to work cutting all the rest of the stuff up all of the other innards up and into, I think 1-inch pieces is probably fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Check it out. I spelled my name with his intestines.
Ew.
Hi.
So these actually are looking good. So we're going to pull them out. I'm going to have you guys cut the intestines and the pancreas up as well.
All right, here we go. Chopping away.
You guys doing pretty good.
Oh, son of a bitch!
I have never seen anyone who is so bad with a knife, you dork.
Cut my finger off, dude.
Ow!
Steve, oh my god!
Put it out!
Yeah,
No! Okay.
I know. You don't want to back up to a gas stove, dude.
So, Joe, you're bleeding a lot. Which
yeah,
is okay
kinda.
because this is blood soup, so I'm not really that worried about it. But Steve has just burned off part of his arm.
I need a tourniquet. Hello?
I think you guys really need to go to the emergency room. Is one of you going to be okay to drive?
Well, I guess him, not me.
I'll let you guys fight it out.
We're
but you
taking
need
his
to go.
car. I'm bleeding like a stuck pig.
Yeah, get out of here.
Fine, let's
get
go.
out of here.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
God, they're idiots. Jeez. Okay, so actually we're almost done here anyhow, so this is fine. And like I said, it is blood soup, so I'm not really worried about Joe's blood getting in it a little bit. I think Choopy will kind of like that. So we're just gonna put all of the good bits into a large pot over high heat and just saute it a little bit. And then add about 3 tablespoons of vinegar, about 1 teaspoon of pepper, and about a tablespoon of salt, but really to taste. You should know how to cook. You guys know, just add to taste. And then we're going to toss the onions and the garlic in and stir to combine. Ooh, those are smelling great actually. Really meaty, kind of like a barnyard. It's really nice. So now the tricky part to do alone, but I'm going to try it anyway, is to add the blood. It's really important that you stir constantly at this point because if the blood isn't moving constantly, it's going to clot into a big ball and you'll be in a really bad spot. Your whole soup is going to be ruined. So here we go. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That. Yep. Okay. Oh man. Okay. It's smelling really good actually. And it's coming together nicely. It just, I really love the smell of iron. Don't you? Yeah. So once the blood turns black, you can stop stirring, and we're gonna let that cook for about 30 to 35 minutes. And you know what? Actually, since the boys aren't here, I have been waiting for years. I have this little set of bloopers and just really clips of them being total idiots. Like normal, but even more so. So I think I'm going to play that because Steve's our editor and I actually don't know how to edit things. So we're just going to play that while this soup cooks, and then I'll come back. I'll just play as long as it takes to cook, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up this soup, okay? Great. So here's some stuff. Okay, I don't remember how these things work. How does that fit? Okay, yeah. Okay, great. And here we go.
There you go. If you push it too much, it goes click, click, and it considers it a double click.
Okay, that's what I did. Okay.
It me up, too.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to go to Adele.
Don't. I have Adele for work. Do not move to Adele.
I have Adele at work. It sucks.
Yeah,
Let's start recording.
We're not talking about Adele, the singing artist, by the way. Don't send us angry emails.
Yeah, because this is going someplace.
Yeah.
Let's go!
Let's do it. Okay.
John Signer. He wrote an article, and of course the FBI immediately show up at his doorstep when they figure out that this article is out there.
Sorry.
We know when you're ready.
All right.
When they figure out this article is out there, they talk to him. They.
Sorry.
You good?
Hang on.
That was one of my favorite parts of the
Stupid ghost?
blooper. Yeah. You sound like a stupid ghost. I almost lost it. I really almost lost it.
You ready? No more sneezes?
He's not ready.
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Keep drinking. I'll tell you that joke in an hour when we're almost done with this story.
Oh my god, if you would stop talking, we could start.
Huh?
Huh? Okay.
What? Where are we? Don't break anything.
Can't make those promises. Can't make it. Series.
The Sasquatch.
You're the one who has to edit this. It's you. You're the one who has to edit this. So, like, whatever.
Her headphones were unplugged the whole time, and she had no idea the mixer was off. She
Right.
didn't know.
There you go. Yeah. I just took a look at our mixer.
Just to make sure.
Yeah, just to
We've
be
definitely
sure.
never done that
Yeah.
before.
Oh no, never.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Ew.
alright, sorry.
Very much. Okay, like that.
I have
Yeah.
no idea
Rip
what
off
that
the
was.
word?
I know.
No? Okay.
Yeah, brain fart. Okay, ready?
This is why he's not drinking tonight.
Yeah.
He's already drunk, already hammered drunk.
I think just being with you guys and sipping something carbonated, my body's just getting drunk.
Getting
Yeah,
drunk.
I know.
Just processing it into
I know.
alcohol.
Yeah.
I would say Anita.
Anita? Okay.
It's Anita. That's my massage therapist.
Anita? Oh, is it Anita? Anita? Okay.
Of course it is.
Anita. Okay. Right on.
All right.
Find
Cool.
a way for that. Please
Anita.
find a way for that to be in the episode.
Yeah. Okay. Let me clear the throat one more time.
Glad it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's all of us.
Podcaster's throat. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. We've invented a new one.
We've invented a new illness.
I know.
I'm so gonna go
Yeah.
for benefits on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Picture elbow. Yeah. I have podcaster's throat.
I got the black lung.
All right.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, you ready? You guys good? Okay.
I know, but I'm an idiot.
Here, let me just
Fix
turn a little
yourself.
bit so that we can all be in like a...
By the way, I just tossed the chairs, so if you want to readjust too.
Well,
They were
Joe
all-
just turned so he's more
From
circly, and so I
Yeah.
figured I'll be more circly too.
that's be circly.
See, I like it when you pointed that way, because then he wasn't doing this to me all.
Yeah.
awkward.
Doing this. Yeah.
No!
No more!
Okie doke.
Want to see me play pocket pool?
Mixer on, yeah.
So, let's keep an ear out for a meowing cat.
I think people are crazy.
No,
Where was
it's
it?
there.
Which episode was this in?
The train episode, the Sunset Limited.
So
It's like an hour and 1 minute and 20 some seconds in, and I'm talking, and all of a sudden you just hear underneath my voice, meow.
was
It's totally beans.
it Beans or Caruso?
It was one of them, but it's like meow. and nothing else. I think that I saw it happen and thought nobody will hear it because I was talking over it, and it must have just totally got picked up by your mic.
No doubt. Well, sorry about that.
That's okay.
We can always re-record.
No, we can't.
It's released. We can't re-record.
Yeah. Yeah, or just dust. You know, I think my allergies with Caruso's allergies would be a lot better.
He just totally...
He did not get the
walked
joke.
No, I didn't.
when I was job
Are you talking about
searching-
policy misbrag?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I get it now.
When I was job hunting a couple of years ago, there was like a post on Craigslist that was like, I'm hiring a housekeeper. I can't pay you, but I'm a young, attractive man in my 20s. I'm fit, and also I'll provide your uniform, and I have a room that you can live in. And it was like, well, that does not. What are you?
That's
No.
creepy.
No, that's how people get murdered. What?
Yeah.
Well, there's that whole damn daddy complex. That crap. That's the beginning. Is that I'll just take care of you. Remember I told you about that weirdo couple I saw when we were in Jamaica?
Yeah.
The Brazilian woman who had the giant boobs with the 50-year-old man that she did not want to be with, and he was like, He took her to Jamaica, so she hung out with him.
Uh-huh. You want to play this back, see how we sound, or you?
I already listened to it with the headphones. We were fine. It
Okay.
was coming through my speaker. It sounded weird.
Okay. And all
Are you
the
sure?
settings
Because I
are right?
wasn't there.
No, it's fine. You always sound weird.
Yeah, it's true.
Ugh!
And you say like every third word.
You can't even do it. You can't even make fun of it. That's so funny.
Yeah.
You can't even make
Incapable.
yourself say like that many times.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, like, let's get going.
Yeah,
Let's do
like
it,
it's
yeah.
just like let's just go.
Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Thinking Sideways. Okay, let's start that again.
Jerk.
Uh-huh. Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Thinking Likeways.
Oh my god!
Okay. All right.
Now stop the damn recording.
Oh my god!